I'm going to show you how to create rhinestone transfers using just Cricut Design Space and the Cricut Explorer Air 2. Let's get started. Alright, so we have Cricut Design Space open. We're going to be completing a full stencil using only Cricut Design Space. So this is pretty much going to be my alternative to using Corel Draw with the Rhinestone World Design Wizard 5.0 Pro plugin. With this, you're going to be able to make your stencils, your SVG files for your rhinestones like 100 times faster. That's what all these tools are for. Because in Cricut Design Space, we are going to be a lot more limited. We're not going to be able to get as intricate, and it's going to be a lot more time consuming. But the difference is Cricut Design Space is free. This together around $800 to maybe $850, so it's definitely a big price difference. For me, where I make a lot of this was a good investment, but I was able to figure out how to do it on Cricut Design Space on more simple designs, so that way you have the knowledge that you need to make your own and at least just get started, even if, like I said, they're basic designs. So these are going to be all the steps. By the time you're done, we're going to be able to create these files together, get them cut with our Cricut vinyl cutter, and then, like I said, we will go to the heat press. But so I'm going to go to the shapes tab, and I'm going to add a square. So I'm going to show you how to make the holes, the stencil, out of this square as if this square was my design. So because I'm just doing this tutorial for you guys, and this Cricut Design Space is very time consuming, I'm just going to do the square, but you follow the same steps for your design as I'm doing for this square. So I have it at 2 inches by 2 inches. I just have it that short or that small, just for the sake of this tutorial, to speed it up, because this Cricut Design Space process for the rhinestone stencils is a lot more time consuming. So let's go ahead and go to the shapes, and then I'm going to add a circle. So here's our circle. Now we're going to go over here to the width and the height, and we are going to change it to 0.13. All right. And what we're going to do is change the color so it's easier to see. And you know what? Probably going to make this smaller. We're going to just do 1 inch. And you'll see why. So right here, this is the size that we're going to need for the vinyl cutter to cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right here, and then we're going to duplicate, and we're just going to start to cover our design in these holes like this. So whatever your design is, that's what you want to cover. So we're just going to keep doing this. And the only thing that sucks is I think you might need like a higher RAM on your computer, because we're gonna every hole you add, you're gonna add a new layer. So what I would recommend is every so often, if you know that they're gonna all be there, you could like just highlight all of them, combine, and then weld. That way it makes it one layer. So that, and then from there you can start duplicating them. But it consolidates the layers on the side, because once you start getting a lot, it does start to get annoying. So we're just going to go ahead and cover this. All right, cool. And you could just, do them in singles or whatever, or if you need to add more holes, just go to the shapes tab and then change it to 0.13. So this part could take a really long time if you're doing, because think about it, this was only 1 inch by 1 inch. And if you had something that was like, you know, because I have ones that are like 12 inches by like 16 inches, and if you're doing that through Cricut Design Space, it's gonna be really time consuming versus this over here. It's literally the click of a button. Like for example, here I'll show you like really quick. Go auto. Whoops, actually forgot a step. We gotta add the stones. Boom, there we go. So you see how quickly that was. Literally 1 second it took me to hit that button. Adding all these stones in Design Space, I could imagine would take me a really long time, especially if you're, you know, look at this. But like I said, the difference is this is free. So now we're gonna go ahead and let's put this back. Let's go right here and we can delete that. So let's say you're satisfied with all your holes. Delete your logo, whatever, and then you're gonna add a square. I know I deleted the other one, but I deleted it just to pretend like it was my logo, because that's the step I want you to take. So now we can just send to back, make sure it's behind this, right? And then just size it so that way there's a little bit of space surrounding it. And then what we're gonna do is highlight everything, combine, and then subtract. And then boom, this is our stencil. This is our SVG file. These holes are perfectly sized for our SS10 hotfix rhinestones to fall into place perfectly with no problem. So now what we're gonna do is this is gonna be our rhinestone flock, which we're gonna be loading into our Cricut Explore Air 2. But that's exactly how you're gonna make your stencil. Like I said, if you have a bigger design, it is gonna be, you know, a lot more time consuming. But now we can go ahead and hit make, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut this just so you guys can see the process of how it's gonna cut. But after we go to the heat press, I'm probably gonna just make myself a different transfer so I can press like a cool looking shirt, but that way you guys are still able to get the information needed to get the proper heat application process, because I want you guys to, you know, be successful throughout this whole process. So once you're right here, do not mirror. You're not gonna need to mirror your stencil. I know when you use heat transfer vinyl, you typically will have to mirror it, but for the SVG rhinestone stencils, do not mirror. You're just gonna put it in and you're gonna be good to go. So now we can go ahead and continue. I'm gonna connect my computer to the vinyl cutter with my USB, and then let's, you know, get into it. I got you guys. If you have any questions so far, just go ahead and leave them in the comment section. All right, so we connected our Cricut Explorer 2 to the laptop. So right here we have our cutting mat. This is our blue rhinestone flock. As you can see here, I've done a few projects. It's, you know, I just wanted to show you guys how it looks, you know, after you guys do a few projects. This is how it originally comes. You're just gonna want to take the white piece off and then just lay it onto the mat, and that's how we're gonna put it onto here. Now for the needle pressure, I like to use Poster Board Plus, and on the Cricut Explore Air 2, it's gonna be the last option. So we have the flashing arrow, meaning it's ready for us to feed it to it. You can go ahead and do that. I am gonna go do the fast mode on the laptop. Let's toggle that. Boom, fast mode is ready to go. And then we're just gonna go ahead and start cutting, and then it's gonna be, you know, not too long because it's only about 1 inch, but you can imagine if you had a large project, this would take a really long time. So we're gonna go ahead and let this cut, and then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you how to peel it, how to apply the stones, the transfer tape, all that good stuff, and then we are gonna go to the heat press. So I will see you when this is done. All right, so the vinyl cutter is done. Now we're just gonna go ahead and pick up the corner of it, and then we should just do a really quick peel. Since it was small, it didn't come right off, but usually bigger designs, as you can see right here, it picks it all up. But this part is easy. We're just gonna go ahead and go in with the tweezers, and they fall right out. You know what I mean? So if this happens to you, just go ahead and pick them off. It's not a big deal. Bigger designs, it should come right off. I think it was just because this was like an inch, because as you can see, it's really small. But all these little holes, that's where all of our rhinestones are going to be falling into place. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go grab the curing mat, and then we're going to go ahead and lay some stones on there. I'll show you how to use the brush tool, apply our tape, and then we will go on our way to the heat press. Let's get it. All right, so I laid out my curing mat. I think, honestly, over time, I've realized that using a curing mat, for some reason, helps the rhinestones fall in better. But we're going to just go ahead and lay our stencil down. We're going to grab our hot fixed rhinestones. And then this is just our brush tool. This is what we're going to be using to be putting over our rhinestones. And then boom, they, for the most part, all fall into place. So you see how using that measurement I gave you guys in Cricut Design Space was the perfect size for the rhinestones. Oops. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck. I use this for picking it off. Oh, come on, let's go. There we go. Perfect. And then from here, let's see. All right, and this is our transfer tape. You can heat press this. It is heat resistant, and this is how it typically comes. So from here, we're just gonna go ahead and peel the tape, and then from here, just go ahead and lay it down. Give it a light brush so that all the stones are touching the tape. And then we just go ahead and lift it up. To add our backing. And there you go. Oops, let's fix it a little bit. There we go. And we just went ahead and made our rhinestone transfer, and now it's ready for the heat press. So if you have any questions so far from this point, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and make myself a different rhinestone transfer so I can go ahead and make a shirt that I can actually wear. So that way you guys, can get the tutorial on that as well. But I will see you guys at the next step. Let's get it. We're going to go to the heat press. All right, so we are now at the heat press. So this is going to be a fancier Studio 16 by 24. It does have the pull-out drawer. It is around $379. It is in my Amazon storefront. That way you guys know which one to get if you guys want to do this one. So like I said, we're at 335 degrees. That's going to be the temp that we need. This is a rhinestone transfer that I made for one of my homies. Really good people. So this is going to be a hoodie that we're pressing on. If you guys have any questions about the heat press application, let me know in the comments. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pre-press for about 10 seconds. That's going to help us get any moisture out that might be in the hoodie. That way we can make sure that the rhinestones adhere 100% all the way. There we go. Now from here, oh, you know what? I do have, we are going to use this. This is gonna help us put it in the right direction. There we go. All right. Whoops, kind of got stuck to the plastic. There we go. All right, perfect. Now we're just going to go ahead and do this for 10 to 15 seconds, and then we are going to peel it, and then we'll probably do another 5 to 10 seconds just to make sure, you know, the glue fully adheres. Perfect. Now you're going to want to peel really slow. That way, just in case any rhinestones come up, we can just set it back down. So slow peel. Perfect. Now we can just go ahead and do another 5 seconds or so. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. If you guys want to support, my links are down below. I got my clothing brand and all that good stuff. I got some supplies for you guys. I really hope you guys are there for the next video. You know, if you guys have any other tutorials you would want, let me know. I can do that for you. Here, let me give you guys a little bit more of a close-up. So there's the rhinestone transfer. For these ones are actually SS6 rhinestones, so they are a different size, but the application steps are the same. I'll also provide, you know, for you guys the size if you guys need to do SS6, because as you can see, this is about 5 inches. So I use SS6 so I can wrap around all the letters and all that good stuff. But I appreciate you, and I will see you next video.